the Collaboration Chronicles. So today we are doing something a little different. In light of the fact that we're having an exciting and just unbelievably action-packed event on Friday, February 28th. Today's episode is actually being featured on Matt Travis's podcast, and we are simply duplicating this one to bring it here so that you can hear firsthand how incredible this event's going to be. And let me tell you, this is collaboration in action. So have a listen, make sure you take some copious notes and jot down the details, and be sure to sign up for our event happening this Friday, February 28th, 2025. We will see you in the house. We're talking about client attraction. The client magnet pop-up is coming to you right away. Get signed up and we'll see you on the other side.
Hey, everybody. We have a really special edition, special focus today on the entrepreneur expansion with one of my favorite human beings on the planet, client, friend, confidant, just kindred spirits, would you say, Katy? Kindred spirits, right?
100,000%. Yes.
And so today's whole episode is all about how to become a client magnet. And why Katy has created this amazing one-day pop-up event around becoming a client magnet, and how both of us are speaking on different topics and we have other speakers in it. But I just wanted to make this whole episode about, if right now you're like, I really want more clients, I want more people coming in, I want it to be easier, because that's what the event's about, right, Katy?
Oh, yes. I could say 100,000% all over again. Sound like a broken record.
Yeah. It's about the ease and flow of it, folks. And a lot of times when we're first starting, or even when we're in the middle or whatever, we don't feel like we're in ease, right? It doesn't feel like there's ease. And I know that's a lot of what you and I worked on within your journey together. And then I'm, of course, doing my own thing around figuring that out. I really feel like currently I've just fully embodied and positioned myself, and my messaging and marketing is where it needs to be. But it took a while, and it took you a while. So I want to come from this perspective of two individuals who didn't figure it all out really fast. Because I don't know if any of you listeners out there are like, you hear these stories of these people who made $1 million in 9 months or 18 months or whatever it is, right? It was really fast for these folks. And just to give you some general understanding that it's okay if it doesn't happen fast, but it's more about just continuing to show up and take action, and continuing to flow through this and not quit, right? So give just like a little breakdown of like, why did you want to create this event, Katy?
Such a great question. Honestly, in my own journey, I joke about going to the University of Mistakes for 12 years as an entrepreneur. I did everything the wrong way just so that I could teach you how to do it the right way. You're welcome. Honestly, I've realized, especially in the last couple of years, and working with you, Matt, and some others that have been a big influence, is that the client journey is important to consider. When we are building a business, there's 1,000,001 things and 1,000,001 ways we could go. But I think that it's very easy to fall into the trap of doing the chasing. And you were just talking a minute ago about the ease and the flow. When you're chasing, it's exhausting, it's deflating, it eats away your confidence. And I feel like that's the space I was operating in for such a long time. And I've been so blessed to be connected to some powerful individuals like yourself who have really mastered the game, shall we say, but in different ways. And as I was thinking about this, I'm like, how do I help people who have wonderful gifts to share, an amazing business they run, but they're struggling to find the leads? And I think that's a lot of us. We've all been there. And I thought, how can I do this in a way that's not overwhelming, that's a one-day event where we just really touch on those core pieces that are really important in this process? So really, when we talk about this whole like journey of the client or the customer, we're talking about 3 phases. So all I've done essentially is bring in speakers to touch on those 3 phases. The first one is attraction and really engaging with people. That's where you and Norbert come in, and you're going to talk about how do you serve people first? That's your magic sweet sauce, is how to serve people. Norbert's going to talk about your message to market. And then there's the nurturing phase. All of us contribute to all the phases, but really in terms of breaking it down for you, we're doing it like this. Myself, I position myself as the nurture, where how do you build the know, like, and trust factor with people? How do you really engage them and help them, give them an experience where they can know, like, and trust you? Because we both know, Matt, in today's day and age, you can't just put up a sales page and a hope and a prayer and that's it. It doesn't work that way. And you've taught me.
Used to. It used to. It
Used
just
to.
it's
Once
a whole
upon a time.
it's a new game, y'all. It's a new game.
It's, you've even called it, I believe, relationship marketing. And
Yeah.
I've learned from you the value of really serving people where they're at. And so there's that element, that the bridge, we'll call it, between
Yeah.
attract and convert. And of course, conversion. I have a couple people coming in that are going to speak into sales and authentic conversion. So while all my experts can cover all areas, they've certainly got their specialties. So we're going to be focusing, but it's only 6 of us instead of 30, which is what I've done traditionally. I've had summits with lots of people. So really what I want to do is create a one-day event where we are seriously going to have a party. It's going to be a lot of fun. There's going to be music. There's going to be engagement. There's going to be opportunities to go into breakout rooms. There's going to be, I'm like a kid at Christmas. I just can't wait to open all the gifts. So anyway, that is in a nutshell why I created it. I want to solve this problem for people. Let's get away from chasing and get into the attraction.
In a digestible way. So what
In
I
a
love
digestible-
about this is, like, it's 6 speakers. It's not a really long, drawn, like, intensive thing where you're like, I'm trying to hear all of them, but it's just not. And you all that are listening know that's my whole thing with this show, is about making it digestible and actionable. Like, how many
Yes.
times do we learn something and then we do nothing with it? This whole thing is about showing up to this event and really taking the nuggets you need and then go use them, folks. Actually
Use them.
go and use them and put them into play, because that's actually how we get solid feedback in what we do and how we do it. And yeah, I'm really excited to speak on this particular topic for me, because you know how I just genuinely love creating those caring connections with people, selflessly serving them, and creating that really aligned ascension within the sales process that makes people feel really good. There's a lot of people that are doing, like, trauma-based marketing and are doing, y'all are familiar, like sleazy sales, bro marketing type of stuff. And I want to be able to give a fresh take and a fresh view on how you can really meet your ideal clients where they're at. And especially if you serve women like I do, I a lot, 95% of my clients are women. They hear and buy differently. Like, it's a totally different sales process for them. So if you're interested in marketing and selling to women, like, you need to have that ability to do that. I just fell into it personally with just the way that I am, but I also have spent decades, folks, learning this skill of premium ticket sales, but with a trust-driven ascension model. So that's one of the bigger pieces of this. And I love how Katy's breaking it down into these 3 sections, because there's 3 sections, folks. There's 3 pieces to this puzzle. And you're going to get to truly interact with people that are doing this at a high level in this game. And who doesn't want that? And it's legit free, y'all. It's crazy.
It is.
It's
And I have to add to that, Matt, because what I
Yeah.
think is really important to note is you brought up the sleazy bro marketing, and you and I have both been taken in by, shall we say, that world and experienced things that were important to our development and our learning and all the things.
absolutely.
But I have to say, the speakers that I've brought in, I don't just bring in anybody, right? Like, the reason I'm bringing you in is because you were the one coach that I hired. And I believe this was probably the first time I experienced feeling like you actually saw me, you
Mm.
cared about me, you cared about my results, and you showed that, rather than me just being a number in that launch that you did, and I was part of a group program where I didn't even talk to you. There's a big difference between the people that I bring in now, who are very much about integrity and heart-centered service, versus somebody who just wants to have bigger numbers and bigger money. I just want to reiterate that part because I bring you in because of the integrity and because you care so much. The same for Norbert, the same for Jana, the same for all 6 of us. We all are here because we care. And I think that's where trust comes in. And it's super important. So I just needed to plug that in and make sure your audience knows that we're not just talking about people who are making money. We're talking about people who are here to make a difference too.
Yeah. I always say impact before I say income, because this is really like, it's these purpose-driven individuals, these folks that just are really here. I've told you this story before where I closed my fitness facility down and I was driving in the car and I asked myself, if I didn't coach, what would I do? What am I supposed to do? It was almost like, do I just go and work a job my whole life? What am I here to do? And it was the first time ever in my entire life that my mind just shut off. Like it was quiet. It was the perfect answer to no, there is nothing else. This is what you're here to do. You are 100% called, and this is your dharma, and you're receiving the call. Now you get an option. Do you want to answer?
Yes.
And I've done this with you as well, where I've said, Katy, are you going to quit? Do you want to do you want to start doing this? And
I
answer.
wanted to quit.
Yeah.
Just to be clear, I just didn't. I chose not to.
Yeah. But I know that's really important for everybody to hear, because a lot of times, folks, when you're in this, it's not as easy or as one track as marketers make this seem. Okay. Marketing is powerful, folks. We love it because it does allow us to attract and connect with those people that need our services. But there's also just marketers who are not consultants, not coaches. They're just marketers. And we're in this kind of trust recession, in a sense, where there is this breakdown between the marketing and the actual fulfillment. And if you're listening, you know what the hell I'm talking about. And that's the thing, that like getting these 6 people together, we all live and die by the same vibe. We're all in this for that impact. Like we were talking about the great lion before we jumped on. And lion, for those of you that have never experienced lion magic, I'm telling you, Lion Flood is a super cool dude. Like you come in, you just have to be part of it. He has this like way. I invited him on my summit, and he just brought his A game, and he has such an interesting, like, the things he can teach you to use in Zoom is, you're like, I didn't even know this. I didn't even know this could do this. So there's so many amazing things around this. And more importantly, I know there's some awesome, like, I know personally, I'm giving something crazy away to the VIPs. But there is a VIP option, of course, if you want. Is that to get the recordings and stuff?
Yeah, so it's for the day of up till 6 p.m. that day. It's just a $47 power pass, and what that gives you is access to the recording. Because what I realize is it is a full day. You might have to leave for a couple hours or whatever. So we wanted to keep that price low. Also, though, each speaker contributing a gift that normally costs, your gift, for instance, why don't you just tell them?
Yeah. So I was like, I don't know. Whenever I get with Katy, like in all of her summits, I'm like, how can I blow people's mind? And I always, because I don't know, my brain always thinks premium VIP. Like anything I do, I always upgrade to VIP. I always upgrade to premium. And that's a little mindset technique, y'all, just so everybody's hearing me. That's something I do, not just because I know how valuable it is, but also because if I'm being that way and I want others to be that way, then I need to be that way first. So part of client, and we'll get into this in the thing, I'm not going to give away any secrets, but part of being a client magnet is being the person that being the type of client you want to attract.
100%.
That's powerful. And a lot of people don't think like that. They're coming from the have, do, be rather than the be, do, have. So we got to flip it on its head. And so I was thinking, for the people that do come from the be, do, have and upgrade to VIP, I want to reward action takers. That's my whole thought process when whenever I'm building my own VIPs. So whenever I'm part of Katy's stuff, I'm always like, okay, what can I give them? So I basically am doing an entire 500 upgrade you audit of whatever, whether it's their mind, body, or business, or whatever they're trying to improve. But also they get a VIP access to my 5-day lead and sales accelerator, which you work one-on-one with me. So if you don't walk away with all of the things you would need to build your business and have all of the foundational key pieces that most people are missing, like all you got to do is upgrade in this, and then you get all that too. I was like, why not make it? This is a literal no-brainer.
It's true. It's
You
true.
know?
And not only that, you're just basically giving away your soul, but also Jana, for instance, is contributing. It's called Pitch Perfect. She's going to help you really dial in. She's a genius when it comes to really getting your message solidified. So Pitch Perfect is all about getting your elevator pitch. Like, what is the thing that you're trying to sell and how do you articulate that? So that's just some examples, but I just feel so grateful and so excited because I'm bringing in the cool kids, y'all, and we're going to have so much fun. Lion, like Matt said, is incredible. He calls himself the CFO, Chief Fun Officer, and he is bringing fun to the game. I'm telling you, it's a showstopper.
Norbert's a juggernaut. Folks, just don't miss. Just come play.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be worth it. And if you take one thing, this is where I'll leave you today with this. If you take one thing from this whole thing, from any of the speakers, and you go implement it, I know for me personally, like I remember the first mastermind I joined, I took one thing from this $10,000 mastermind, and I implemented it, and I ended up making $30,000 in the next 90 days. So just understand that this is knowledge that can actually move the needle for you. We're not going to fluff this. There's no fluffing. Like, we're going to really just create an awesome experience for y'all. So we're going to include in the comments below and all the links, all of the stuff that you would need to jump in, and just looking forward to it.
I can't wait, Matt. Thank you again for being, yet again, I don't know how many times it's been. We're going to lose count soon. An amazing collaborator.
Katy doesn't even ask me anymore. She actually just sends me a message. She sends me a message. She says, you gotta be here on this day for this thing. And I don't even ask her what it is anymore. I just show up, right? This is legit true. I'm not even joking, folks. But it's because we have such a great connection and friendship and that's the other last piece here, folks. When you start to connect with really amazing people, it doesn't make this like work anymore. It makes it like you feel like a held community. Because entrepreneurship, y'all, can be lonely. So if you are trying to look for maybe your people, come play with us. See, you just never know. You never know until you show up and see if these are your peeps. But we're excited to have you. And I always leave you on that note. Keep showing up, taking action, and you will get results. Have an awesome day.